Because it charms me, I'm taking you on a tour of one of the prettiest streets in Minneapolis today. It's called the Milwaukee Avenue Historic District, and it's in the Seward neighborhood in Minneapolis. I'm Mary Schumann. I'm a realtor here in the Twin Cities, and I make videos that highlight different areas of the city and also the suburbs. So if you're looking for your spot here, I have an entire playlist of spots to help get you started. So sub to my channel and hit the bell and you'll know when I post something new. This neighborhood has captured my imagination when I've been having dinner along Franklin Avenue and caught glimpses of these sweet little homes and secluded neighborhood hiding away there. With no way to accidentally drive down the street and discover it that way, I actually made a special trip to take a walk and get an up-close look at these charmers. This tucked away kind of secret garden of a neighborhood started out with money in mind. How to economically house needed workers for the railway. The population increased in Minneapolis by 351% between 1880 and 1890. The Milwaukee Avenue neighborhood was originally an alleyway between 22nd and 23rd Avenues and was developed by a real estate agent named William Reagan in the late 1800s. He decided to make small lots for higher density and also to make every house the same for simplicity and economy. The street was called 22.5 Avenue, and this kind of felt degrading to people who lived there because they weren't even considered a whole avenue. They petitioned to have the street name change, and it became Milwaukee Avenue in 1906. The people that lived in these homes were working class or lower income people that needed housing to work on the Milwaukee rail line. Other residents were like bakers or shoemakers or other hands-on workers. In an article I read, they called this neighborhood an anomaly because these are monuments to the working class and the immigrant history of the area, and they're not remnants of the aristocracy that you normally see venerated. The neighborhood fell into deep disrepair after World War II, and by 1970, it was on the city's list to be razed. Because these people were homeowners and not renters, they protested this plan to the city council, and the city council refused. They were still going to tear it down. The city council said that it would cost more to repair these homes than to build them new. However, the people in the neighborhood decided that they were going to apply to put their neighborhood into the National Register for Historic Places, and they were successful. And then the neighborhood was protected because the city would pay penalties if they ripped down any of these homes. The beauty of this neighborhood lies in more than the homes themselves. It's actually the fact that the area between the homes is a pedestrian area only. There are no cars driving through, no cars parked on the thruway at all. It's simply gardens and communal space to sit on a porch or gather with neighbors. The interiors of these homes are often very modern and open. It's not what you think from the outside. Most of these interiors were created new when they fixed up the neighborhood, whether from entirely new materials or reuse of older trim and floors, etc. And the use of space is amazing. You wouldn't believe what they can fit in there. Historic preservation status dictates what can happen on the exterior of the homes. So while they may appear like old homes that are probably not that comfortable by today's standards, the inside of these homes are absolutely gorgeous, modern, / historic combination, and they are very comfortable to live in today. They have all the modern amenities and updates, including things like electrical and all the other fundamentals that you want to see. These houses and the neighborhood didn't get this way very easily. I watched a segment highlighting the neighborhood on the news, and they interviewed one of the homeowners that worked so hard to preserve this area in the 1970s, and he described the way that the homes all had to be lifted up, basements dug out, and new foundations poured. Exteriors had to be brought back to reflect the original character, and that meant that the gingerbread trim had to be recreated from one of the homes that had it intact. In addition to this, the brick fronts of the homes often didn't survive being lifted, so they had to be rebuilt because they couldn't withstand that move. This neighborhood is one of very few that has an HOA in the city, and they have it to maintain the common pedestrian areas and clearing out the snow on those areas, as well as gardens and providing internet. However, homeowners here do maintain their own lots. The fee for the HOA as of today is around $100 per month. And one of the things that buyers will consider if they're thinking about buying in this neighborhood is that all car access is coming from the back, and not all homes even have a garage. So some park on pads, some have a one-stall garage, and I did see one with a 2-car garage. I pulled some listings to see how often they come up for sale, and they do actually appear pretty regularly. One is for sale right now for around $420,000, but the highest priced one I saw in the past year in this district was $600,000, and that one had a 2-car garage and it was significantly larger. I actually don't think the price is ever going to be the driving factor for people that want to live in this neighborhood, because these homes are truly special and unique. People who choose to live in this community are seeking more than just a roof over their heads. They're people that want to be a piece of this history and a piece of this area. Milwaukee Avenue is found in the Seward neighborhood of Minneapolis. It's a great spot for an urban dweller because it's close to the light rail lines and the transit, and it's easy to get downtown or to MSP Airport or the Mall of America. There are bike paths. It has easy access to some really good restaurants in the city on what we call Eat Street, which is Nicollet Avenue. And that's just a short distance away. And then only 1 block away is my favorite Asian grocery, United Noodle. If you want to read the article that I found a lot of this information in, I will link to that down below my video. If this was amusing to you, but you're looking for something a little less historic and significant and want to talk about where the right place for you might be, I would love to talk to you. So please reach out. My contact information is down below this video. Thank you so much for watching.